Hey guys, what's up? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to part number 8 of the Let's Build a Battle Mode Arena. And we are building an arena called Frost. It's a snow tundra, snow biome themed build, and we have done 7 episodes so far. We are on episode 8 today, ready to continue to make some more progress on it. So guys, we only have a few episodes left in the series. At the beginning, I told you this was going to be 10 episodes long, and we're going to be sticking to that. So that means that 3 episodes remain. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of what I would like to accomplish on each of the following 3 episodes. So today's episode being episode 8, I'm going to work on the boat area a little bit. I've made some good progress in that, which I'll show you guys in just a second. I'll also try to do some other things today, but we'll see what we get to. And then next episode, episode 9 and episode 10, are going to be dedicated to map balancing, adding chests to the arena, and it should be pretty awesome. So, I mean, I'm pretty much done with building. It's like I have one more thing to do, and I'm going to work on that today. So, I have the snow on real quick. Let me actually just turn that off and get down to business. So, what I've done actually is I modified the boat design that I created last episode. Well, I didn't create it last episode, but I created it before last episode, and it was not very good. So, what I did was I just modified it. I made it much larger, and I made an actual like sails part of it, so it kind of looks like a pirate ship. But I made them out of like snow and ice and glass and stuff like that, so it looks pretty cool. Or not glass, but it's just snow and ice, and then just the 2 kinds of ice. And I just kind of had it like just basically stuck in the ice, right, as it's been like frozen here for a long time. So that's coming along pretty nicely so far. And what I want to do today is actually add the back of it. So I've been getting a little bit of inspiration from Survival Island Season 3. If you guys remember, we had that shipwreck on the island that we built for the storyline. And that shipwreck, actually, I built that really well for like the first time I've ever done something like that. So that was actually something I took a little bit of inspiration from when I was trying to put this together here. Because I pretty much just ripped it all the way down and then rebuilt it all the way back up. And I think it looks pretty good. So as far as the fossil, I don't know if I'm going to move that yet. I still don't know. But I'm leaning towards just leaving it there, because I already built it. I don't even like dislike it. It's just that I don't know if it necessarily fits the area. So just because it blends in too much. One thing I was going to try with it, actually, if I can grab some bone blocks here. I was actually thinking about adding another horn on the other side. So these things kind of have these horns, I guess. They're just kind of prehistoric looking. Something like that, right? Because that way there's a horn on each side of the skull. That could, make it look a little bit more, popping out of the wall. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. I might have to just tweak it a little bit more, maybe. I'm not sure yet. But something like that is what I want to do with this thing. I definitely want to keep it. But back to the main topic here, which is the boat. I want to do the stern of the boat now. So let's go ahead and work on that. Let's see. I'm going to get a dark oak wood block, and I'm also going to grab some dark oak wood planks. Or sorry, those are spruce planks, but I want those. Let's grab some dark oak wood fences, and I think we'll just grab the snow ice packed ice combo, and that's pretty much all I used for that. So I'm going to do the same exact kind of idea that I did on the previous build. It's going to be kind of like a capsized design. Let me tell you, though, it's not the easiest thing in the world to build, so I'm going to have to do my best here. So we're going to start off with 3 blocks like that. I'll do 2 and then 1 and then 2. We can, even that out later. Let's go 3, or that's 4. So right here, the distance across here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks from each side. So that's kind of like what I want to do. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's where this is going to connect up to. So that's like something I have to keep in mind, because it's supposed to be the same boat, so it should have the same dimensions, right? So that'll be 3 there. And we'll have 2, and then there'll be 1 right there, and then 2 right there. So that's what that would create. So let's just go ahead and make that 5. So it'll be 3, 2, 1, 5. Or we can do like this instead. We can do 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. I think that's a little bit better. So that's what we'll go with. So now that we have the dimensions, we can start to add some stuff to this. So the question is, which way do I have the boat sent, or like which direction should I have it? I think I'm going to have it go this direction. So let's do that. I'm going to start off with just a basic layer of some spruce wood planks, and then we'll go from there. But this shouldn't be too hard to build. You know, it could be a little tricky at points, but I think it'll be fine. I think I can figure it out. One thing though, I can't place like sideways stairs, so that's going to be something that I'm going to have to modify a little bit. And I can use a couple of things for this, so it shouldn't be too bad. First off, let me do this. Let me take this in another level down here. So we're going to have it go 2 blocks. And then I'm going to bring it in a block. We'll add some stairs and things like that. Add some snow. So this is going to come in 1 block like this. It'll be 3 there. And then it's going to be 2 and then 1. And then a couple more here. So I'm just trying to make this look like the back of a pirate ship, really. That's kind of just out of the water. So I'm flexible in terms of what I can do with this, because I was thinking about doing something like this, where there's kind of like this, like what is that thing called at the bottom of the boat? I can't remember the name of it. Is it rudder? I think it's rudder. I want to try to add something like that. I could be wrong about that terminology though. I don't know. I'm not like a boat expert, so I guess you know, it's just gonna have to go with it. But we'll add something like that right on the bottom, and then back here, I would also like to do maybe like an extra dark oak wood coming out. Unfortunately, I can't place like a stair on the side like that. You know, like upside down right there because it's sideways, but that's fine. You know, we're just gonna have to roll with that. What I can do is place... Actually, no, I can't do that either. I'm like thinking like I could place a slab up against that, but I actually can't. So maybe I'll just do some fences or something. It's just weird building things at different angles because, you know, you can't utilize blocks the way you would normally would. So it just feels weird building like this, but I'll manage. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so we're going to take that out and take this up and then take that out. It's right there. Place a block there. That one's already there. We're looking good. Place a few more blocks right here, and then this will pretty much be the bottom of the boat right here. So that should be pretty good. So if I'm looking at this from the top, just picture like most of this would be in the water. That's the thing. So that's like the one kind of concept that is a little bit difficult to grasp with these things, but should work out. Next up, I'm just going to just make it look like it was ravaged, right? That's really the next thing. Just make it look like it was absolutely just demolished by some sort of like snowy storm. Like it just got destroyed. It didn't stand a chance. Something like that. So that's kind of like what I'm adding right now. So random slabs and stairs kind of mixed in and like just kind of sticking out from the back, just so it looks like wreckage. That's, you know, really my goal right now is what I'm trying to add. So I'm just going to add like, you know, miscellaneous stairs and slabs kind of like wrapped around through the whole build. That way it looks like there's little holes in it and it's just been destroyed. It's just a good way to add detail to things, you know, kind of just mixing in other blocks, right? So just like that looks a lot better than it did. All right, next up, back here, I'm just going to kind of, you know, again, mix in some stairs and some slabs. Do it all over the place just so everything looks like it really got beat up by a storm. The ice is just completely taking it over, and I'll be adding the ice in a second here, so that's pretty good. Next thing I gotta do is actually add the I guess the deck of the boat. So I'm gonna have this go out a little bit, and basically what I did actually over here is there's a you know, like a log running through, and this kind of is where it got chopped off. So let's just say like this right here was once connected to this right here, right? Can you kind of see that? That's kind of how the boat was constructed. What I might do is actually have some random debris out here somewhere, like kind of like sticking out of the ice. That way there's a little bit more coverage, potentially. So I will be adding something like that as well in just a little bit. But this shipwreck is something that I was struggling with this design for actually a little bit of time here. But I finally got the design like working well today. So I was like, you know, I wasn't actually planning on recording this video today. I was going to do something else. Well, I am going to do multiple videos today, like in terms of recording. Obviously, they won't be all uploaded today, but I kind of finally got this design like the way I wanted it. So I was like, all right, take advantage of this. Let's get a video recorded while it's fresh in my mind. Because that's a lot of what building is for me. It's like, you know, I got to do it while it's fresh in my mind. Because, you know, I just have like that extra vision when I really am seeing something nicely at like one particular time. But got that filled in, so I just would be interested in seeing what this boat would look like actually if it was all filled in completely. But what I was thinking about doing is adding another one of these things back here, like the sails. So the way I'm going to do this actually is have it like being crashed into the water. And I'm not even really going to have any sails on it. It's just going to be the pole. So basically it just kind of snapped and fell in the water. Well, not snapped, but it's kind of like leaning, I guess. And we can rebuild something like that pretty effectively in Minecraft, at least I hope. So let's see, we're going to do like that. Actually, you know what I should do is measure this. Let's see, we have, that's from the deck, so we got to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let's see how many blocks across I did this. I might have to change this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's actually perfect. So I nailed that the first time. I can't believe that. It looks like that looks longer than that. I could be crazy though. All right, so let me just kind of mix in some stairs, because I kind of had some stairs mixed into this as well. So that might not work actually, because it's not even connected. So maybe we won't do that. I'll put a stair there instead. We'll kind of just mix it in, no rhyme or reason. But I do like building stuff like this, the stuff where, you know, it's just totally random. You know, it's just kind of all over the place. But what I'm going to do now is actually go, I believe, right here. And I'm going to take this out a few blocks. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have this actually just like punch right into the ground here. Like that. And we'll have this go out 1 block right here and right here. And I'll put in just like some fences on each side. So that was kind of, you know, it got smashed into the water. That looks good. And then, you know, really the way I kind of finalize this stuff, guys, is I just start to add some ice around it, right? Just so it looks like ice is kind of just freezing up around the side of it. Just so it looks like it's been here for a while. That's like what I really am going to add next. So the ice is kind of just, you know, sculpting around it, I guess. But we'll be adding that on both sides over here. And then I'll be mixing in the last feature I'm going to add, which is going to be the packed ice and just like snow just mixing into the build. Really nothing too crazy about it, but we'll do something like that. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just kind of swap out, you know, 10, 15 blocks on each side of the boat with some snow, and then the exact same thing with the packed ice. So, you know, just continuing that illusion of it's, you know, it's been here for a while. It's been affected by the weather conditions in this area. And that's like the whole theme of this. So we have a lot of different builds in this thing now, you know, with the shipwreck, with the fossil, with the, you know, the log cabin, the igloo. We have a lot of different builds, even the ice cave as well. So I feel like this is good. This is like the last thing I wanted to add. I think we are definitely in a good spot in terms of total number of builds to add to the arena. And I think it's really at that point now where we're ready to start to, you know, actually start to balance it and fill in the chests and things like that. So I really don't know how to do it like well. You know, I've never designed like a Hunger Games map before. Which is basically what this is. It's just like a kind of a smaller version of it. So I'm not like, I might actually have to go out and kind of like figure out how to do it, you know, because I don't know really how to balance it. You know, what stuff do I put in what chests? Is like food. I guess I'll just kind of have like a set number of blocks that I'll be adding and just kind of mix them in as best I can. I would like to have maybe 50 chests in the arena. I think that's what I'm going to try to strive for. So, and that includes the cornucopia. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the cornucopia. So 39 chests plus the cornucopia around the area. So we'll have like a couple in there, a couple in there. You know, obviously up against the walls and stuff, inside the ship, inside the tunnels and things like that. So all of those things are going to be added, of course. But there's your shipwreck, guys. Look at that. So we have, I think this looks great. You have the front of the boat, the back of the boat that's been just completely capsized. So really what I want to do next actually is just kind of mix in some really just super random debris just on top of the ice. And this is just going to act as kind of just like extra parts of the boat that just kind of, you know, went flying off like in some sort of crash. Like I'd say it crashed against the ice or something and it just shattered. That's kind of like, you know, what I'm adding right now. Just random, you know, wooden blocks around this area. And it also just helps for like a little bit more cover. It makes it just a little bit less of a no man's land, which is always something I'm striving for. So I'm actually going to have this go straight out into the water here. We'll just kind of put some, you know, random stuff on this. Nothing Nothing that makes any sense at all. Alright, so there we go. And I think that'll be good. So we have, you know, the two main parts of the boat and then just like some random debris around that. But when you're starting at the cornucopia, right, it definitely adds some stuff because I just wanted it to be, you know, there's a place you can go no matter which corner you choose, right? Because before I added this, and even this tunnel over here, this area was really unbalanced, right? If you went over to this corner, there's nowhere to hide. Now this is actually not even a bad spot to go. Like there's this viable area to, you know, potentially, you know, ambush somebody or sneak up on somebody. It works out much better now, so I'm kind of happy about that. But I still wanted to add a good amount of like flat space where, you know, you're just completely vulnerable, and you know this counts as this right here, obviously, because there is just, you know, you're running around right next to the cornucopia and you're wide open. Now you can easily be spotted, but I'm very happy with the way this shipwreck turned out. At first, I thought I was going to scrap the idea completely because I just didn't really have a vision for it. But that turned out great, honestly. I really think it did. What I'm actually going to do is turn on the snow for a little bit and let the snow accumulate on top of the rest of the boat there because it's going to happen eventually. And then the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is for the last like 5 minutes or so of this video, since I don't want to end after just, you know, 15 minutes, I was thinking about something that I wanted to try, and I'm actually going to save for this because I don't know if it's going to work or not. You know, it's one of those things where it's a good idea in my mind, but it might not actually end up being a good idea. One thing I love about the igloo is when you're inside of here, there's just like a little bit of snow coming through the ceiling. I just think that looks so cool. I like that a lot. But what I was thinking about doing, it is a dead end in here, and originally I was planning on keeping it like a dead end, but actually I was thinking about possibly creating a little tunnel that connects from inside of the igloo outside into the open terrain, but actually just runs underneath of the map, right? So it just gives you an extra alley of you know, of map flow, and you know, just one more space to kind of maneuver through. So I was thinking about kind of just running this random tunnel underneath of the ground, right? And has no connection to the top at all. I might actually have like a little ice peering through, that way you can kind of see inside, and also add some natural light possibly. But I was thinking about actually connecting this to the bottom of the lake, right? So that way, if you are lucky enough to gather the respiration helmet, you could actually utilize it quite nicely. So I totally forgot about this ravine. So that is going to be interesting. Okay, it actually is not that bad because it'll actually help me connect it a little bit better. So this is where this tunnel, I think I'm going to have it run through. I want to have it a little bit lower down, actually. So basically just connecting right into the water here. So like just like that, pretty much. I guess, you know, you don't necessarily need a respiration helmet to get through this potentially, but it is an interesting avenue in terms of escaping, I guess. Let me just do this real quick. I'm actually going to pretty much build this out of stone and snow and ice. So those are going to be the 3 block choices. But I'm going to start off with just some stone, and I'm going to start off with these stone walls. And obviously I need to cover up that those sea lanterns. Those sea lanterns are, you know, I'm not a fan of those really that much on this build. I really only added them because I needed to, in order to, you know, try to hope, in the hopes that some of the ice would melt. In fact, they didn't even really help me at all, so I could potentially get rid of them. I think I will do that before I release the final version of this. Well, I can't release it because it's on Xbox One, but you guys know what I mean. Before I finish up the last episode of the series, but we're getting close to the finish line for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of just continue this tunnel. Obviously, we're gonna have to deal with this water for just a little bit. In fact, no, we're not. I'm gonna cover this up real quick. That way, I don't have to deal with it. This ravine is getting splashed, but that's okay. All right, I totally forgot there was a ravine under here. I think I was gonna utilize it actually in the build, or I don't know. I think I was going to. I wanted to utilize the cave systems underneath the map because there are quite a few of them, but I'm just building my own right now. I didn't even think about it. I think there is a cave system I could have used, but I don't know. I'm not really sure yet. I can't remember. I think I was actually going to have this tunnel go. I can't remember if I was going to have it go underneath the igloo or like underneath here. I think I'm going to have it in the igloo just because that'll give me another exit. But my original thought, I think, was actually to have it run underneath through here because I believe there's a cave system right under here. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I was going to make this the tunnel, but I decided against that. But wait, does this connect over to the water? Oh, interesting. Oh my gosh. That could actually... Maybe we could have 2 tunnels, alright? I don't see why not. Because that's interesting. There's another... It's actually a really easy connection. The cave system's already right there for me. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out. Let me go ahead and go back in here. and get this tunnel at least figured out for a second. Let me just grab some night vision potions for this. But I don't want it to be like that big of a tunnel, you know, small, you know, somewhat difficult to navigate, not necessarily though. I'll make it relatively dark in here, maybe like one little light, like I said, with the ice, just giving some natural light. But other than that, not too much light. And let's go ahead and place like one more block right there. And then we'll get this filled in and we'll be good to go. So, yeah, I don't know. This area of the map I kind of forgot about. I didn't even remember that there was a ravine under here. In fact, like all of this grass up here, you can kind of just see it's been covered up. And this is the outside of the arena right here, because there's the ice wall. So I don't know. There's so much more that I was like thinking about. Like I was thinking about having tunnels all underneath and behind the ice walls. I think I might actually not do that. Just have like one tunnel, because I want most of the action to be above ground. So you know, if I add like too many tunnels, you know, people are going to gravitate towards them, because if you want to stay alive, you know, a tunnel seems like a pretty good idea to me, right? So anyway, that looks pretty good. I just want to make sure that this looks okay from out here. You know, it's a little bit difficult to access, but in a pinch, you could potentially break through the glass and get down through here, so that works out. And then I kind of just want the water flowing, so what I'm going to do is actually just open this up and just let the water flow, you know, as far as it needs to. And that's pretty much good. So next thing I'm going to do for this tunnel is just to mix in some snow on the actual tunnel, you know, in the walls and stuff. Similar to what I did for the ice cave in terms of like the layout, so it'll just be kind of like a mix of ice and snow and stone. I'll come in and add some packed ice as well, so should be pretty good. I'm also going to, I think I am going to add some sort of icy ceiling in this that sticks out to the outside. The reason why I'm doing this is that way, you know, you could see it, right? You know, obviously I need to design this for players who have never seen it before. That's the one thing about this series, right? You guys are watching me build it. You know, you guys already know all the tips and tricks, right? If you were ever to play on it. So that's one thing I have to account for. The fact that I need to still design it for people that, you know, maybe have never played it before, right? Although, you know, it's not really going to matter. Alright, let's see. I'm going to just kind of mix in some snow and pretty much try to just clear out most of this dirt. Luckily for me, most of this dirt is actually underground dirt, so I can actually get rid of this without too many complications from the outside area. So, you know, again, I'll continue to add more random snow into this, right? Doesn't have to be all right now. But, yeah, it's going to be, you know, something like this, right? And then I'm also going to mix in some packed ice as well. Pretty much the same exact amount, just kind of mixed in throughout the whole tunnel. So you guys get the point, right? I think I can move on to something else here, but that's kind of like the start that I'm going to go with. And I believe this actually does not open up to the outside just yet. It actually does right here, but I'm actually going to swap this out. It's fine because I can just cover it up anyway. So that actually just created like a... Okay, there we go. I was going to say. It created a kind of a lighting defect there, but here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go down in here to, let's say, like, right here. Trying to think of a good spot because I want to have this kind of opened up to the outside. Let's go, like, right here. So I'm just going to have this, you know, opened up to the outside. And this is actually right next to the ice spike. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to kind of put some ice through here. And it's going to be just kind of like a little patch, right? But it actually just helps to add some light below. And you can see the tunnel and be like, oh, that's interesting. There's a tunnel there. Or there's something under there that I could access. Or maybe not access. You know, you don't know 100%. But let me go down back in here and kind of fix this up from the inside. So, again, it's just going to be, you know, snow mixed in here. Just a little tunnel ceiling, right? Just a little skylight inside this tunnel. You know, for two reasons. One, you can see it from the outside, and it adds some natural light, which is what I'm looking for. That way it's not super dark in here, but that works out. Let me just quickly drink some milk and see how dark it truly is, because obviously you know, I'm using the night vision. I'm going to grab the snow blocks again and place a few of those actually right there. Okay. So this actually adds some nice light. So when you're kind of going through here, you know, you can see pretty good. Once you get down here, it's a little bit darker, but that's okay because then you start to see the water. You can run through this, And then you got to be careful here because you're trapped under ice, right? You got to break out. And I'm going to have like little openings in the ice from place to place because, you know, you definitely don't want to get stuck under here, right? I mean, you can kind of see where you can open up from. So like right there is a spot where you could swim out. So like right here. Problem is, you know, you can't really get out right here because, you know, for obvious reasons. So I have to figure out a way to get out of the water. How am I going to do that? This is something I didn't think about. I got to figure out a way that you can get out of the water. I could just, I don't know. I'm not actually sure yet. Not sure yet. I'll figure it out though. Maybe something to do with these logs. I could have like something opening up. Maybe, here, I'll show you guys. I'll have, let me grab a dark oak wood log, or is it a spruce log? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna grab a log here. I'm actually gonna have this run underneath, like this. Wait, no, these are wait, no, they're like half spruce, half dark oak wood. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so let's do that right there. So that block shouldn't freeze over right there because it's next to this. Honestly, I can probably get rid of that and it still won't freeze over, I don't think. It might still freeze over. I'm not sure. Because there's a block next to it, so it still might freeze over. So I might actually have to re-add that, but that's how you could get out potentially. If you're stuck in the water, you could get out right there. That would work out just fine. So we can go with that. And I'll probably add some other avenues of exit through the ice, so that'll be good. But I still want the ice to be very treacherous, obviously. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Battle Mode Arena Let's Build. I think as far as design goes, that's pretty much it. I think we have the arena pretty much done. Really, all that's left to do is just to add the chests and things like that. So that will be something I'm going to get started with next episode. But couldn't be happier with the way this arena turned out. Everything kind of went perfectly. You know, there's nothing on the arena that I really dislike. It came together very nicely. And now it's all about, you know, balancing it so it could actually be played one day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back in a few days for episode number 9 as we wrap up this series. And I really appreciate the support you guys have given it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a like if you did enjoy it. It's been Dan Lags, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.